How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Something really interesting just happened. BlackRock sold while a lot of other ETFs bought. We also have a big crypto stock, big Bitcoin miner that was just halted. And it was halted after hours. I want to talk about that too. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them. Also, there's going to be a link to Margex underneath the video. One of the only places I know of, actually the only place that I know of, where you can trade different forms of collateral. For example, on Bitcoin, right, on this Bitcoin chart, I could trade this with Bitcoin as the underlying collateral, or Solana, or USDT. That allows you to do some interesting things depending on what you're trying to trade and whether you think the position's going up or going down. So definitely check that out underneath the video. It's a super simple setup as well. And there's also a big Caspa airdrop right now where the more you trade, the more Caspa tokens you can get, up to $5,000 worth of Caspa tokens. Also, CoinW has a link underneath the video. They're doing an airdrop right now too. Depending on how much you deposit, you can get more depending on your trading volume, actually. So not deposit this time. Sometimes they do deposit and trading. This is just depending on your trading volume. You can get up to $15,000 in BTC, which is freaking awesome. And they also have a free trading group. I don't talk about it too much, but if you want access to that, they have been on fire. Like, I'm just looking at some of their calls recently. 160% gain, 93, 55, 68, 60. This is on all different kinds of crypto assets, and you can just like be in the group for free. So definitely check that out underneath the video as well. After you get logged onto CoinW, you can join the group with the link underneath the video as well. Look at this. Bitcoin looked pretty darn good today, moving up from 55,000 when the market opened, all the way up to almost 58,000. Now, we did see a very similar slam down, maybe due to Jane Street. I think that's who's selling right now. The fact is, Michael Saylor talked about this morning. Like, why can the market go down even though Bitcoin is supposed to be a safe haven? Well, because any one individual investor with a large amount of Bitcoin can slam down the market for a short period of time, which is what we continue to see on market opens. But today we saw the market just absorb all that and race up. Now, this is a good reminder of why some people want Bitcoin right now. Take a look at the returns. The top line is the best performing asset of the year. And you can see Bitcoin, 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 REITs, Bitcoin, 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 bonds, Bitcoin, 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 commodities, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So there's not been one single investment asset or class that has beaten Bitcoin more than once in the last 14 years. Like REITs, bonds, and commodities, all in different times or at different years have beat Bitcoin, but everything else has come into second place. U.S. equities obviously doing quite well. They're constantly or consistently like second about half the time. But yeah, just a little reminder for why we invest in Bitcoin. This is interesting though. Marathon Digital up 9.42% today. And it said, pending corporate action, MAR is unavailable to trade in some sessions. Data updates may be delayed. Now, just a reminder why maybe a company is paused, why you can't trade it. It's halted from trading because of maybe some kind of dividend, a stock split, a merger or acquisition, bankruptcy or liquidation, or changing a company's name or trading symbol. Now, stock splits and dividends are announced ahead of time. They wouldn't be changing the symbol. They're not going bankrupt. So most likely they are going to acquire a company. That's what it looks like. And this happens actually a decent amount with miners, where certain companies go bankrupt, certain miners go bankrupt. There's a $100 million miner just recently that went bankrupt. And the fact is, it's very difficult right now to make money in Bitcoin mining. So my thought is they're probably acquiring some other Bitcoin miner. Pretty interesting. We'll have to see what happens there, but fascinating to see consolidation of power in the mining. Now, the fact is, there are a handful of good miners, so I don't think we're at any big level of risk for like concentration risk within miners right now. It's a very cutthroat industry. US Bitcoin ETF inflows. We're seeing an inflow today. GBTC though had an outflow, 23 million. FBTC, after a lot of outflows, came in with a plus $29 million day. ARKB, $7 million day. BITB, $22 million. So $35 million net so far. And then this came in. BlackRock sells 159 Bitcoin, about $9 million. So we're still going to have a net inflow day, it looks like, but this is really fascinating. This is only the third outflow that we've seen from BlackRock since the ETF started. Which is odd. I mean, typically we see zero inflow days on really bloody days. But we actually saw some outflows. And then GBTC had an outflow. So I don't know. This is, like I said, this is really different from what we typically see. It's going to be interesting to see if this continues or if this is just a blip on the radar. The second selling day was actually recently as well, I think within the last month. So looks like maybe there's a little bit more selling from BlackRock, but keep in mind, it's not really them selling at all. It's their hedge funds. I'm guessing they've had someone to buy, though. Whenever there's been a zero inflow day, they've had someone buy, but maybe that one buyer's drying up a little bit. Maybe they're waiting to see what happens. I'm not exactly sure, but it will be interesting to see. Now, I was kind of surprised to see the inflows where they were today, because the price of Bitcoin was very explosive, with Bitcoin moving up about $4,000, and yet the ETFs were not the big buyer here today. For the Bitcoin price to go up this drastically, there was someone that came in and bid up the price, bought up a lot of Bitcoin. Typically that's BlackRock. Typically that's Fidelity, but that's not how it was today. So I'm curious who you think is buying all the Bitcoin, is buying so much Bitcoin, right? Let me know down below in the comment section. Do you think it's spot-led or do you think it's leverage-led? Now tomorrow we do have the presidential debate. The next day we have CPI, I believe, and then PPI. So we have 3 big days of events. Keep your tap dancing shoes on. If you do want to trade this market, if you want to hedge this market, if you want to short it, if you want to long it, if you want to play the support and resistance, there's the link underneath the video to Margex. There you can get started trading without KYCing yourself and without a VPN. KYCing meaning know your customer, meaning you don't have to give out your personal information. You don't have to give them your social security or your driver's license or your name or anything like that. So definitely check that out underneath the video. Of course, always do your own due diligence. Make sure you understand what you're doing and you understand the risks. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.